I'm joined by Professor Geeta Bhatt, who's an academician, and also Mahima Singh of the Congress Party. Mahima, let me take your reaction first. Finally, there seems to be some consensus amongst the protesting wrestlers and the government. And two meetings with the government have happened in the last 1 week. First with the Home Minister and now with the Sports Minister. And, you know, ultimately, we're kind of back to square one, which is that you have to wait for the charge sheet to be filed to figure out what can happen next. And it seems like that has been now accepted by the wrestlers.
All we can say is there aaye durust nahi aaye, because the government has taken so long to give their first reaction. They've been sitting silently, and that silence has been deafening. There have been rounds of meetings. There have been months of protests. Sabotage is the word that the government is commonly using these days in another context. But let me say that sabotage of public interest is what is at the core of this government. And also a question that remains to be answered by the government is that can they return the modesty of our champions that was dragged on the streets of Delhi, the streets of central Delhi, just meters away from the Prime Minister's residence. No leader, let alone any leader, not even a worker of the BJP ever came to talk to these wrestlers when they were sitting on the streets, fighting for their own fate. So what they've done today, they may have been able to...
They could have done it earlier. Okay, let me take that to Geeta Bhatt. All of this is fine, but it's a little too late in the day.
Well, Shivani, you see, we have to, if you look at the case and the protest when the wrestlers had gone for the protest, and definitely, you see, these are the wrestlers who had brought laurels to the country, and the government is very proud of them. The whole nation is very proud of them, and they very well deserved all the, the cash prizes, what crores of rupees which were given to them, and also, their job given in government service. But at the same time, the complaint which was filed, we also have to see it in this respect, that was based on incidences which happened in 2017. So which is almost like sometimes 6 years back. And it is not that the investigation was not happening. It was already the person who has been accused in this. He has been interrogated, as has been reported in the media, by the Delhi police for almost 6 to 7 hours, not once but twice. And more than 200, statements have been from 200 people have been taken, which are related to this case. The Delhi police has also visited Gonda and has made interrogation and investigation over there. Definitely, it is not that nothing has been done. Okay. And they will be filing the charge sheet, and definitely, if based on the interrogation, if there is, if the case comes out to be true, then definitely there should be whatever punishment is there as per law, that should be given.
So Mahima, that's exactly.
I would also like to, put forth to the Congress spokesperson over here that the sexual harassment cases, they have to be dealt, in any state, in any profession, with the same kind of, intention, honest intention. And unfortunately, Congress is sharing the government in Tamil Nadu, where a very famous singer, Sripat Chinmaya, has been repeatedly asking for sexual harassment that she has faced, and there have been more than 20 complaints against a script writer who is very close to the Chief Minister, supposed to be very close to the Chief Minister, but somehow no investigation, no FIR has been filed there. So let there be, whichever case, in every woman of this country is important, and her voice needs to be heard.
Fair enough. So you're saying that there shouldn't be double standards when we see such complaints, and they shouldn't be dealt with from a political prism. Fair enough. But, Mahima, the fundamental thing is that there couldn't be anything that could be done before the Delhi police concludes this investigation. Right? So this whole hullabaloo which was made while FIRs were filed and the investigation were going on, that was also heightened to such an extent that, there was some common sense that was missing out from that. Ultimately, FIRs were filed and action has to be taken by the police. And that's exactly what the wrestlers have agreed to now.
I am extremely appalled because this is the only POXO matter where we are seeing that an immediate arrest has been done away with, has been escaped and evaded successfully You're talking about Tamil Nadu, madam. I must remind you of Pon Bala Ganpati, the BJP leader there, who was publicly molesting one of the BJP MLAs. Since you have a soft heart for the BJP and an inclination for the BJP, I would have rather appreciated if you publicly said so. But I would say that, you see, the BJP must not talk about what the other parties are doing when they have the largest number of tainted MLAs and MPs. And you talk about the criminal action. I am saying that the POXO Act, the very action, the very modus operandi of the police in this POXO Act, the very sensitive act, is going to be questionable, Shivani, henceforth.
No, so I'll tell you what. Again,
every minor.
you could argue.
Let me just complete my
you
thought.
could
Let me
argue
just
that an
complete
arrest.
my thought.
No, I understood what you're saying, but you did evade that question. She asked you about the allegations against someone else who's a person of prominence and authority and a government that you are part of. So it's not okay.
Are you saying a BJP MLA, a woman is...
No, you are drawing these
molested
parallels, but I'm talking about a case of complaint. Now, if a case of complaint is there and an FIR can be registered, it wasn't registered in that case. That's also a reality. In any case, I don't want to play political blame game on the issue of the POXO Act. It has been a bit of a vexing issue as to why an arrest was not made. I'll come back to you, ma'am. One more guest is joining me. One more guest is joining me. Just one second. Let me finish my thought. I'll come back to you. Imtiaz Ali is also joining us. Let me go across to him. He's a former athlete. But the point that Imtiaz Anis, I beg your pardon. The only point I was making was that there is, of course, a question and a vexing question why an arrest was not made. And the clarification on that has also come. This is as per a prior judgment of the Supreme Court, where an immediate arrest is not mandatory, even in POXO, if certain sections attract a punishment of less than 7 years. Now, that's the law. The Supreme Court judgment effectively becomes a law. So,
yes,
we should not just keep harping on that, not understanding the complexities of the case. But anyway,